Well, hello again, everyone. I am Gary Gatto, and welcome to P1's coverage of Round 5 of Season 12. The transition season, if you will, the longest continuously running Dallara IR05 IndyCar League on all of iRacing. It's the Sim Gaming Expo Classic IndyCar Series. We come to you from Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the fourth running of the BJ Manufacturing 500, mimicking the Vegas.com 500 from the 1999 Pep Boys Indy Racing League, won by Sam Schmidt for his one and only IndyCar Series win. Joining me in the booth for this race, giving Andrew Wood, the catalyst, the week off. He is the reigning and defending iRacing IndyCar Oval Series champion, among other belts he currently carries. I am being joined by Kyle Clinworth, a man that loves these ovals, and probably outside of me and Andrew, it's me and you have done the most of these IR05 race broadcasts back when we did the old Champ Car series in the Velocity Online Racing Champ Car Championship. And we're here at Las Vegas, a track we don't see often on the schedules, popping up on a schedule to wrap up the first of two races to wrap up the oval portion of the season for the Classic IndyCar Series. And Clindy, we have ourselves a pretty decent field, and we're looking at a pretty decent race under the daylight hours, so it shouldn't be a pack race, but you never know how these things turn out.
Yeah, I got to run some laps in practice here prior to the race. There will be tire fall off. There will be a difference in fresh rubber at the end of this race. So if you get 15 to 20 laps on your tires, you come in and bolt on new ones, you're going to pass those guys sitting ahead of you who might have stayed out for track position. The track will be slick and hot. There are going to be a lot of danger spots. The exit of pit road, entering pit road, off of the backstretch before you enter turn 3, and the initial start where you're seeing drivers spin out into the outside retaining wall down the front straightaway due to the banking and just the hot, slick portion of the track. Without all the downforce, the cars couldn't hang on if you put it full throttle right away. So hopefully all the drivers can navigate those things as we get ready to go here.
Yeah, the low torque range of these cars, again, will come back and bite many of these drivers. Here are the points coming into today's race. Jan Hoffman with the 3-point lead over Jared Ray Hutton, and Andrea Giacometti a distant third, 34 points behind. Julian Altena in fourth, Vogelzang in fifth, Lal sixth. Johnny Garrett, though, unfortunately, has a race suspension because of too many penalty points. He is out of this race, but he is currently 7th in the points. This is going to hurt him because he's very good on ovals. Then we got Stumi in 8th, VJO in 9th, and Lovegren in 10th. As we are getting underway here, coming to the green flag on our pace lap. Let's get in today's starting, let's get the schedule off there. There we go. Let's get the points off there. Let's get today's starting lineup in. And on
the pole.
Yeah, go right ahead. Go right ahead. You got it.
On the pole, we've got Jared Ray Hutton. To his outside, you've got Nicholas Pressey. Row 2 is Randy Shoemake and Caleb Weekly. Row 3, we're looking at Matthias Strauss from Sweden, flanked by Logan Simmons. Row 4 will be Andrea Giacometti and Robert Grosser, or maybe Grosser. I'll lean on you, Gary, there later in the day.
Sure.
Behind them is Jan Hoffman and Rob Barnacow.
I butcher his name too. He probably hates it. Sorry, Rob.
Our favorite Dutchman, Julian Altena. His outside is VJO. Behind them is Andrew Adair Saunders, Joe Hutchings, and at the end of the field, the last two rows are Caven Lovegren, Amon Law, Andrew Aitken, and Laura Dietz.
And coming to the green flag for 208 laps, 500K here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Got to bring these cars very carefully up the speed. They do like to get a little unwieldy at the start. Coming up to speed, we are off green flag here at Vegas.
Fanning out through 1 and 2. We've got two wide action throughout the field, but the leaders, the top 4, have all singled out, single file. Pressing to the inside, looking on the bottom of Hutton, takes the lead decisively there through 3 and 4.
Pressey had a very good race at New Hampshire earlier this season. He goes to the point. Jared Ray Hutton counting those points now. He settles into second. Right behind him his teammate Caleb Weekly and Logan Simmons up into the picture. Logan, this is one of his tracks. In fact, he got his very first Classic IndyCar Series win. We got a car in the wall off of 2. Logan got his very first Classic IndyCar Series win here at this track way back let's see, what year was it? It was 2020 was his very first win here.
And that was Saunders who got up in the safer barrier off of 2. Looks like they lifted enough to avoid any permanent damage and have slotted in second to tail end of the pack.
Bill Carr's jockeying for position. Yeah, Altena is dropping back, and I got to wonder if this is possibly a bit of a calculated call to just allow everything to happen in front of him, save some fuel back there, and maybe try to turn this into a possible 2-stopper instead of a 3-stopper.
Yeah, if you could somehow manage 70 laps of fuel, you'll have 2 extra laps of fuel at the end of the day if you go 70, 140 to 210. In my practice, it looked like the most I could really get out of a tank was 65 to 67 laps of fuel. So Julian might be looking for an ultra low consumption rate here, but he'll need the draft, and it looks like he's losing the back of the pack.
And to do a 2-stopper, you need to get about to lap 70. Do a 3-stopper, it's right around lap 52. In fact, a 3-stopper works very evenly into the 208 number. A 4-stopper is right around laps 41, 42. Remember, these cars hold 22 gallons instead of the 18 gallons the IR18s hold, so they can go a little bit further. They don't. They are normally aspirated. They do not have that super turbocharger in them, so that they're down on horsepower, and they'll get slightly better mileage, so they can go deeper into a run than your average IndyCar race that you see here on the channel. So we'll see maybe if they can turn a 2-stopper into a 3-stopper. Julian Altena way in the back now.
He's definitely in no man's land. Not good news for the belated birthday boy. He seems well off the pace, and I see no damage visible on the car.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe coming up to speed, he was a little bit further in the pack, maybe got in the back of somebody. Maybe he is carrying some damage. Not sure about that. But up at the front, it is Pressey, Randy Shoemake, a longtime veteran of this series. Logan Simmons, Jared Ray Hutton, Caleb Weekly, Giacometti back to 6th, Strauss 7th, Lovegren in 8th, Groscher, the host with the most, Robert, who got his very first oval win here back, if you can believe it, back in Season 3 of 2017, almost 10 years ago, got his very first oval win here to clinch the 2017 Season 3 championship. He is in 9th, and his teammate is right with him in his tire tracks. The points leader, Jan Hoffman, he is in 10th.
Shoemake threw it to the bottom in 1 and 2 to get around Pressey, but Pressey rallied back on the outside in 3 and 4. Randy was really impressing me in practice. He was really, really quick, especially after about 10 to 15 laps on the tires. So we'll see if he can continue to march forward as they start to get hotter and hotter on those Firestones.
Oh, wheel to wheel off the corner. Logan Simmons just trying to find the fastest line. Now he's going to think about taking a 3 wide at the tri-oval area. Gets back in line, tucks it back behind Pressey to first and second side by side, 1 and 2 going in the turns 1 and 2. Top 5 all together, top 6 really all together right there in your picture.
There was about 1 inch from the front of Shoemake's wing to Pressey's left rear tire there. That's as close as you can get without contact. And
this is one of the things you got to continue to worry about in these cars is because they're in legacy status that, netcode is always it hangs over all of these drivers' heads.
They are really pushing the envelope. You could maybe even put 1 envelope between those cars.
They are hustling for
it, boys.
They are hustling for it for the lead. Oh. Let's hop on board Logan Simmons. contact. They get wheels inside of one another like Boisel and Gordon at Indianapolis, and we're under caution as Randy Shoemake spins to the inside. He seems to be okay, though.
I think he's going to be totally fine here. Harmless little spin. And that contact is just going to be a donut on the side of the door.
There's that contact again. We go back in time a little bit. And you just knew what was going to happen. They were getting close every single lap, Clindy. And it was just a matter of time, really, that contact was going to occur.
Sometimes up here in the booth, I feel like we're a couple of sharks and we're smelling out the blood in the water. And they were really going at it, full claws and teeth, leaving shreds everywhere. We could smell that coming a mile away.
If I can get a good view of, I don't know if I can get a good view of this. This is from, I don't have the Robbie Gordon cam on these cars, but here you go. You see it right there. They got wheel inside of wheel. And that is a persistent IndyCar issue you see all the time in side-by-side racing with these cars, getting wheel inside of wheel. And that becomes very dangerous because if those wheels make contact, it will launch a car. And that way, this was more of a little bit more of a side check, hockey-wise.
I like to call it a love tap.
Love tap. I forgot to bring up my supplemental overlay, so sorry about the black screen that's going to come up real quick. Okay, let's get that off the screen here. Let's bring that up. And now we got drivers that are going to take this opportunity to come to pit road to really kind of turn this into a possible two-stop race here 15 laps into this race. It's still a little bit of a push, Clindy, but what are you seeing by those that decided to come to pit road and those that decided to stay out for that track position? You talked about it. Track position with used tires might not be the smartest thing here in the pre-race. What do you think?
Well, they only have one extra set of tires. So if you do 3 stops, there's only one more fourth fresh set. So if you use it now, if you get a late race yellow, you won't get to use it then. If I'm halfway back in the pack or further, I'm coming in for fuel here just to make it so if I want to try the save, I can. It looks like we have no takers, though.
No takers coming to pit road, which is, I thought at 15 we would probably see somebody come to pit road. And that's not the case. But I thought this was going to help out Julian, but he is retired. So 4th in points has retired. They've already executed their drop in the drop weeks. So this is going to hurt Julian in the points. But we're now down to 17 cars of the 18 cars that started this race. And already some championship implications up at the front.
Yeah, Julian chimed in chat. He said that the car just wouldn't go as fast as it had been. For whatever reason, he was only stuck going about 0.4, half a second a lap slower than everyone else. So maybe there's something wrong in his settings or his wheel that just wasn't allowing him to go as quickly as he wanted to be going.
He's breaking in basically a new PC too, so that is disappointing when you have all that new gear under the hood there and you're wanting to rock it and your car or in the sim just doesn't seem to want to execute in that manner. Coming to green flag this time by, coming to lap 17 for the restart. Pressy, Simmons, Weekly, Giacometti, and Strauss. And Clindy, we got to watch these restarts. The low torque, these do not like to have instant throttle applied to them. It's a little bit of a happy dance trying to bring these cars up to speed until they're at full speed. We're getting ready to go green. Do we see any issues on this restart? Here we go. Green, green, green. Very ginger restart. Very ginger.
Easy on the throttle.
Yes.
Oh, there's trouble at the start-finish line.
VJO to the inside. He goes to the grass, but he looks okay.
And that was the wheel spin we were talking about. Andrew Aitken was to his inside, but didn't hit VJO until VJO started spinning. And then Aitken kind of finished him off. The Flying Scotsman did.
Here we see, a little bit of accordion action. And, there is contact with Aitken. So I wonder if that's going to be costly contact.
Yeah, Aitken's going to need a new front wing here. I see substantial scuffing and marring on the right side of his front nose cone on my machine. Sometimes that pops back, but all of the carbon fiber is warped and scraped on mine.
Yep, and that's what we're seeing on ours as well. So he will have to come to pit road to get that taken a look at. But basically an extended caution period now at lap 18 as we are back under caution at the restart. Your leader is still Pressey in Simmons, Weekly, Giacometti, and Strauss. So you got to watch these restarts. It seems to be an ongoing issue on oval races. They practice in the warm-up period in the pre-race on restarts, and it always seems to be a problem during den. You think you get it out of their system, and it still kind of carries over. And it's one of those things that we see Logan Simmons, his teammate Strauss, almost getting to the back of Giacometti as we're coming back up to grouping up the field. But it always seems to be an issue with these cars, and sometimes there's a trick. Sometimes you got to feather it a little bit to bring these cars up to speed. And I know you don't have an awful lot of experience in these cars, but I know talking from my experience, you either feather it you kind of pump it a little bit, or sometimes I see drivers instantly go from first to second gear just to get into that higher gear band to eliminate the wheel spin.
Yeah, the short shift would be my preferred course of action. It was the only way I could actually get the car to launch out of the pit box and get off of pit lane without spinning in practice. It seems like at the top of first gear, right at the top of the rev band, if you even think about getting within 300 RPM of the rev limiter, you're going to spin no matter how cold your tires are. So getting to second gear quickly and avoiding the top of first gear, in my experience, is the best way to avoid any sort of problems.
That is an ongoing issue with these cars that we see throughout the course of many oval races here in the classic IndyCar Series. Hey, between CART and the Indy Racing League, the series is raced at Las Vegas 7 times in series history. The IRL raced here from 96 to 2000 and again in 2011. CART and the Champ Car World Series ran here 2004, 2005. All races except for the ill-fated 2011 race were held on the flatter configuration. The 2011 race was actually held on a configuration more closer to what we're seeing here today with the high banking. The qualifying track record here is held here by Arie Luyendyk in 96 in those turbocharged Renard darts that they had back with Firestone tires and Ford engines. And he had a speed of 226.4 on the flat configuration just after it was built. The current track configuration track record is held by Tony Kanaan in that only official session of the 2011 visit here with a speed of 222.078. Kart track record held by Patrick Carpentier 2004 with a speed of 206.1. The career wins leaders here at Vegas. Seb Bourdais with 2, our good friend for the Lionheart Series. And other series as well. Richie Hearn has one win here in 1996. Also, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, our broadcast partner, his hero, Eliseo Salazar, got his first and only win here in 1997. Arie Luyendyk got his 7th and final win here. Sam Schmidt got his first and only win here. And Al Unser Jr. got his first IRL win here when he jumped over to the IRL series. Getting ready to go green this time by coming to lap 21. Nicholas Pressey, still your leader.
One quick thing to note, Amon Lal on back. Those positions all stopped to top off the tank. They'll have to go 63 laps here to cut a stop.
That's doable. That's 63 laps on the run, so that will get it into the 80s. But a big jump by Pressey as he gets away safely. Everyone else behind brings it up rather conservatively.
Everyone's away clean, but there are large gaps throughout the field, and those who have worn and hot tires will not be able to close those gaps. But Amon Lal on his fresh tires is on the charge, already underneath Joe Hutchings. He's looking to make up the ground he lost there with the slack in the chain at the beginning of this restart.
Joe Hutchings making his first career Classic IndyCar Series start with a new team. He and his teammates in the lineup. Back up front, Pressey leads by 0.6, and as you know from what experience you have in these cars and what I have in these cars, when I drive 0.6 really is breaking the draft envelope, but Simmons cutting back into it, and now 0.5 behind, starting to reel him back in now.
Yeah, the draft envelope's about 0.8 of a second. If you're a second ahead of somebody, you're free and clear so long as you hit your marks. but it's not like the IR18. You don't have the hybrid. You don't have your tools to manipulate. So when you're running behind traffic, the only thing you can do is feather the throttle more with your foot and hope that the leader runs a lane higher than you, hopefully. And they do that here at Vegas because it's so bumpy on the bottom, especially in turns 1 and 2.
And just a reminder, this is an open setup race. So these are setups designed by the teams, the drivers, and the community. Everyone's racing a little something different. Robert Grosher side by side with the Love Bug. Lovegren in the 1 and 2 right behind him. Our points leader, our points challenger to the points championship, Jared Ray Hutton, looking for an opportunity to pick up another position. If you enjoy P1's coverage of the Sim Gaming Expo Classic IndyCar Series and respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you don't miss out on future P1 iRacing broadcast days. Race 1 of a day-night doubleheader here on the channel. Later tonight, the longest-running DW12 series on all of iRacing will resume its season at Gateway at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. A Dark Horse Racing Series and their DW12s will take to the racetrack at Gateway, 8 p.m. Eastern Time later tonight, right here on P1. New leader on the racetrack, Logan Simmons to the high side over Nick Pressey, and gets the position and trying to bring with him one of his iconic teammates, Caleb Weekly.
Simmons was licking his chops earlier when Shoemake was fighting with Pressey, but now we've got a 4-car brawl for the lead. And it looks like it's going to be 5th when Matthias Strauss catches back up.
And I'm going to talk about what I saw in practice with Giacometti. I saw a lot of practice laps out there with Giacometti. They have about almost a 3-hour practice session leading up to the race. He was in it for most of it. And most of the time that I saw him practicing when I was paying attention to my screen is he was directly in the draft of somebody just following. I never really saw him pop out, do side-by-side. I never really saw him out there trying to race somebody. I just saw him very patiently following and working the backside of every car that he was following, just biding his time.
Or maybe he's looking how to save his tires when he knows he'd be in traffic. That's something I like to do when I'm in practice, is intentionally put myself in the hardest position possible, which is right behind the wake of another car.
Top 5 all in a line. Former leader Nick Pressey now back to 5th. Top 4 all right together. A little bit of a gap back to 5th. Strauss getting in that draft right up to the attenuator of Giacometti. The top 9 have not stopped on the racetrack. Andrew Aiken in 10th spot stopped to get some damage done at one of the restarts he picked up. And he is the first car that has come to pit road here recently in the order. Jared Ray back underneath the Love Bug, getting a draft assist from Robert Grosher. Grosher now pulls him forward and move Jared Ray Hutton up a spot. I'm not sure Robert really wants to help out Jared Ray that much. Here comes Lovegren to the inside. And he slides up on Jared. Wow.
Just like the bull ring outside the track, he pulled a slider there through 3 and 4.
And Jared needs to start thinking big picture as there's a car down on the apron.
It's Joe Hutchings.
This is the start of the last 2 oval races of the season, and we'll wrap up the season with 2 consecutive road courses. Although the card's subject to change, here is the schedule for the remainder of the season. We are off to Homestead after this for the final oval race of the season. Then we will move to 2 road courses. Tentatively scheduled as Willow Springs, although we're not sure. I've been told to keep that as a flex round, that they might change that to another track, and they will wrap up Mexico City for round 8 for the season 12 championship. But we are definitely in the second half of the season, and Jared one of those points leaders, and he's possibly seen opportunities that maybe not being attacked as aggressive as he would earlier in the season now that he's second in the points. But right now, as they run on the racetrack, I believe he actually is going to be the points leader as they run, because Jan Hoffman is 3 positions behind him.
They came in tight on points. Was it a single-digit separation?
Yeah, 3 points separates the top 2 right now in the championship. Back up front, it is Logan Simmons, Caleb Weekly, Matthias Strauss. Cressy gets around Giacometti. Giacometti falls back to the end of this group. He's now in 5th. Giacometti back up to 4th. Was the leading at one point. Fell to 5th. Recovers a spot. Robert Grosser is going to start picking up this group here momentarily. You see 213, 214, 215, 216, 217, 18 at this trap going into 1. Pressy to the inside. 215, 216 in the trap going into 3. Not much of a breathe, a breath you hear at all on that throttle from Robert as he's on it the entire way. Pressy now falls back to 5th. Grosser is there. The host with the most, one of the admins here of the series. Been a while since Robert's been in victory lane, and he would love to pick one up today. Jan Hoffman, his teammate, got a win earlier this season at Michigan, breaking a long streak.
He's done a fabulous job of catching the 5 drivers in front of him, and Lovegren and the others behind are saying, please, slow down, Robert. Take us with you. We want to be up by the leaders, too.
Logan Simmons up 5 spots. Lovegren up 8 spots. He's your biggest gainer right now. Robert up 2 to 6th right now on the racetrack. A little bit of a lift there for Robert. Trying to keep it down on the bottom of the racetrack on that white line through turns 1 and 2. Down the Nellis stretch. Coming into turns 3 and 4.
Starting to see drivers struggle to hold the bottom when they're following another car. You're going to start to see who has paid off the early investments in saving their tires here early in the day. Now that we're towards the end of this run, particularly Rob Barkenow is really struggling. I can see him really having a hard time sticking to the bottom.
There is Rob. Again, he's staying in line. Again, if you're in, and the group is kind of all in the same draft, there's a little bit of a separation between the two groups, but not an awful lot. But right now, as long as you're in, you can see everybody in front of you this close. There's no reason to panic yet. But we are quickly getting to the first round of pit stops, which we could see in about another 15 laps or so from now, give or take. And then we're going to see how people come to pit road under green flag conditions if we don't catch a yellow between now and then.
And that'll be dicey itself. You have to enter from the backstretch onto the flat of the racetrack, and less banking through 3 and 4 here, and then make your way to pit road without stopping on the racing surface. Basically, you can't put your right sides over that white line.
Park it out to the inside of Aiken. Trying to pick up that position. Starts sliding up. Oh! Oh, and right behind him, Jan had to take evasive maneuvers. And that helps him pull away from that group, really. Back up front, it is a bit of a train now. The first 6 cars directly in contact, and Lovegren and Hutton will be part of that group here momentarily as we have one of the cars blinking out. Lap 47 to 208. Strauss blinking out. Strauss taking a leap to the inside of Caleb Weekly. Today's 4th running of the Las Vegas 500 from Lost Wages Motor Speedway. Proudly sponsored by BJ Manufacturing. BJ Manufacturing Company provides high-quality machining, welding, and fabrication work in Riverside, California. To learn more, check them out. Links in the description. They are sponsors of today's race. Side by side, Giacometti on the bottom.
Strauss is picking very poor times to have his internet fail. Not that he's choosing, but it's not to his competitors' liking, that's for sure.
A little bit of an unfair, I don't mean this in a negative way, it's just a little bit of an unfair advantage when you see that car blinking out in front of you. You want to attack it, but when it blinks out in front of you, you don't know where that car is going to rematerialize.
Yeah, and in this car, specifically any of the Indy cars, you want them to blink in the corner so that way you get clean air, and you want them to stay where they are on the straightaway so you can draft them.
Lap 50 of 208. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I'm assuming if you're watching from home, you got one TV on one IndyCar race and another TV on this race. We do appreciate that. A little bit closer competition right now here with the Classic IndyCar Series and the what's going on currently right now at Barber. Try not to put any spoilers out there if you're not watching.
We certainly have more action wheel to wheel.
Wheel to wheel, that's right. Again, that Lovegren has reached that group. Now we're in a group of 6 now.
I think Jared Ray Hutton is certainly in the envelope. He'll need to put some clean, smooth laps here together to just solidify himself. But he's not in any danger of losing the main pack. Robert Groscher, though, it's a bit of a different situation. I think he really wants to see them getting side by side and racing in front, so he doesn't risk losing the lead pack from 8th.
Jared Ray, winner of the last 2 races at Montreal, at Portland. And he go for 3 in a row. That's
quite an eclectic assortment of tracks to win at 3 in a row. I mean, like you say, Gary, if you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. Woo! So right now there's six guys in front of him that he's got to beat to prove that he's still the man.
Weekly now just in line, just hanging out right now in that P2 position. Strauss kind of really hanging out very, other than the blinking he's having with his internet connection, in 3rd. Pressy, I think, wants to, as his name suggests, press the issue. I don't think anyone is willing to help him. And also, as you see, everyone kind of going up to the middle to high line now through the corners. The bottom's no longer working with these tires that they are extremely old on these all these cars that have not come to pit road yet at lap 56. And once again, if we want to get into the window of doing a possible 2-stopper, they're about 10 laps away from doing that. But they'll also need some caution in that second stint in order to pull it off.
It is possible with the 2 yellows, if they had extremely fuel saved while they were pacing, they might be able to get to lap 70 here just from the amount of fuel they saved under yellow, but we'll see. I'm not a mathematician. I'm a race car driver.
Pressy high through the corner. Gets right up to the wall, brings it back down. Meanwhile, in front of him, Strauss continues to blink.
And the leaders are now coming up on, looks like the slower car of Laura D's. They'll probably be up there in a lap. No, a yellow flag now.
Caution, and it's Andrew Adair, AAS. And we'll see what happened with Andrew. And it was by himself. Exactly what happened here.
I have done this before. It is embarrassing. Sometimes you just get a little hypnotized by the track and you turn a little less than you think you should.
Ooh.
And get sucked right into the front stretch wall. It's to your advantage to get as close to the wall on entry with your right side of your car so you can maximize the angle of attack for the corner. But if you miss it by just a little bit, or you have a mental lapse, or you get distracted if your dog bumps into you or something,
right,
go bam, day done.
And that was a good pancake right there by Andrew, and it's going to be day done with that Dallara, as the right front, is wobbling and will have to be an extensive repair on that on pit road. But that's going to probably bring everybody to pit road for a scheduled stop. I mean, it fell right in the perfect spot for a lot of these drivers almost.
Yeah, I think the green flag stop is something a lot of these drivers were dreading, so
yeah, these cars
is definitely a big relief.
Yeah, these cars, we've already talked about it, are pigs on road courses. And if you can imagine trying to slow them down rather quickly under green flag race conditions is much the same way. They will behave like pigs. Here we come in the pit road for first scheduled stop for a lot of these drivers as they all hit their marks, go up on the pneumatic jacks, new set of Firestone tires. And these cars back then still used methanol. So they're getting the methanol fuel. Logan Simmons comes to pit road, your leader, leaves your leader. Pressy, I believe, is going to be, he worked his way to second out of the pits there. We'll see if you have to give back any positions. Strauss in third, Weekly fourth, and Jared Ray Hutton in fifth.
I mean, when this car was in production in 2005, they had, 3 bendy tracks? They had St. Pete and then Sonoma. And what else? One more road circuit that year?
Watkins Glen. Watkins Glen was the other track they raced at when they introduced or reintroduced road racing back to the IndyCar Series schedule.
Anyone who knows me knows that my firm stance on Watkins Glen is that it is not a road course. It is 3 ovals and a trench coat.
Hey, Season 12 of the Classic IndyCar Series is brought to you by the Sim Gaming Expo. Get ready for the ultimate simulation gaming experience. The Sim Gaming Expo is bringing all genres of simulation and gaming technology under one roof. Join us September 18th through 20th in Chicagoland at the Schomburg Convention Center to try out the latest gear for the biggest brands in the industry, meet your favorite streamers, and celebrate your passion for simulation with our incredible community. Don't miss out. To learn more, to get your tickets now, tickets are on sale. Go to simgamingexpo.com and be a part of simulation gaming history again today. And I was there last year. Clindy was there last year. A lot of people. I think we got Wags and Chad. He was there last year. The big shindig, definitely for those on iRacing and certainly in the IndyCar community in iRacing. A lot of attendance there. If you're a member of the IndyCar community or just you like iRacing in general, want to hang out with other iRacers in real life, you got to check out the Sim Gaming Expo this September in Schaumburg, Illinois. Just all you have to do is fly into O'Hare and just grab a shuttle bus over there to the convention center, and you're on site. And it's going to be a bigger show than last year. George is definitely putting more money into it, and I think it's going to be a bigger gig. So you definitely want to check out the second Sim Gaming Expo this September. Green flags out. Simmons, Presley, Strauss, Weekly, and Hunt, your top 5 as we resume racing here at Vegas.
Another cautious, maybe tepid start from those in the back, causing a lot of slack in that chain. Simmons is going to look to capitalize here and pull maybe 3 or 4 front runners with him and have a pack of 5 to sort it all out.
Yeah, he's got himself a 0.5 of a second lead already. And when you race these cars and you're used to the restart, you can dictate that, and he is using that to his advantage. Side by side now, Pressey and Strauss. And Weekly could make it 3 wide. In fact, Jared Ray Hutton might make it 3 wide.
And that's exactly what Simmons wants to see. The more they fight behind him, the easier it'll be for him to break the draft envelope. But he touches the outside retaining wall out of the exit of turn 2. Pushing a little too hard here.
Pressey taking a peek to the inside of Hutton. Pressey had a very good inaugural race at New Hampshire earlier this season. Cometti taking a peek to the inside, trying to get the better air on those front wings. Lovegren and Hoffman now has moved up to 8th. Brosher falls back to 9th as he is, I believe he has lost the draft at this point. Let's show you gaps. And 9/10, oh, he's right on the edge. Right on the edge, Robert is. I don't know, maybe if he can have his teammate Jan crock the throttle a little bit, help lend a little bit of a invisible hand.
The free market does what's best, Gary.
Giacometti, 3rd in points to the inside of Pressey.
Gonna be hard.
Oh, there we go.
Got the clean air through the corner. Not
there
quite
we
clear
go.
yet. Not quite clear.
Riding with Pressey. Getting dirty air either high or low. Going low under Jared.
So we're like, come on, Andre, you just passed me. Pick it up. You showed you were fast. Keep going.
And it's not a good idea to bump draft in these.
No. You lose your front wing, and you need that to go fast.
Of course, we started off this season at Michigan. The very exciting race there. That was won by Jan Hoffman. Then we went to New Hampshire. That was won by Julian Altena. Last 2 races, our first 2 road courses of the season, and Montreal and Portland were won by Jared Ray Hutton. So 4 races, 3 different winners to start this abbreviated season 12 off, as we have now reached the halfway point of the season. Caleb taking a peek to the inside. Here comes Giacometti again underneath Strauss. Looking to pick up another spot. Giacometti, very racy right now.
Yeah, Giacometti seems to be really dedicated putting the left side tires on the white line, especially in 1 and 2. All those bumps, people don't like to go there. Gives you just that sliver of clean air you need to go a little bit faster. There you see the late entry from Giacometti and sweeping down on exit to try to position themselves to be faster.
Lovegren and Pressey, they about banged wheels right there at the tri-oval. And Lovegren in the love bug moves ahead. Side by side. Championship implications right here. Jan Hoffman, Jared Ray Hutton, 1 and 2 in points. Only 3 points separate the two. Jan Hoffman, your points leader. Never
Bonus
before
points for leading, Gary? If so, this plays.
Never before has a
right?
race for 8th and 9th, or excuse me, 7th and 8th at Las Vegas been so eye-catching. Oh, Strauss getting squirrely there in the mid-pack, up front. And now it looks like Logan Simmons can almost dictate who he wants to help up front. He could go to, yeah, go ahead.
Pied Piper.
Yeah.
Pied Piper. He picks which lane to give air. It looks like he'll feed dirty air to the bottom of the corners and then, bring whoever's fading back closer to him on the straightaways. Lovegren looking to shoot it 3 wide on the exit of 4. Fishing for a lane, looking high. Sorts out to 2 wide.
It's amazing that you see this whole group of drivers. Here comes a battle for the lead. Here, Strauss now will take the point. But we're watching these drivers. I mean, really outside of Logan, everyone's kind of gone to the front, to the back, to the back, to the front, and they're just kind of working individual lines. And I don't right now. If I'm one of these drivers, if my tires can handle it, I want to stay on the bottom. But we've seen what tire deg is doing, and here are your weather conditions, by the way. It's 113 on the track temp, so we are getting some deg out there on the tire deg. But, big loose on the bottom.
Are you sure you want to be on the bottom, Gary?
No,
Seems like you get...
maybe you don't want to be in the bottom right now. That's what I was trying to transition to that point.
Yeah, that's why they're the ifs, right? If my tires can take it and if my car can be there, that's where I want to be. But it looks like the drivers are going to have to be a little further up the racetrack because the tires are too hot, cars are too fast, track is too much like molten lava for them to stick it right along the white line.
Logan Simmons showing that oval prowess he has, and he now picks back up the lead. Strauss back to second. Lovegren now in third. Caleb Weekly to his high side battling for his position. He's trying to go to third. Right behind him is Pressey in a side-by-side battle with Giacometti, and very interested parties of the points leaders just behind them. And then a man that we saw on pit road coming for service because of contact on a restart. Andrew Aiken is all of a sudden now in this battle, bringing him on law with him.
A little bit of misfortune for those two drivers earlier, but it looks like they can hang with the pack now that it's all back together and all that slack from the restart has dissipated.
And it took the better part of 20-25 laps for everybody to kind of recover all of that lost space, but now they're all on top of one another.
That's because the leaders haven't been playing nice. They've been slicing and dicing like this.
That's right, they have been racing. Your fastest lap of the race has been set by Randy Shoemake. There you see, 2:11.9 a little bit earlier in the race. Oh, big loose on the bottom. Pressey. 22 laps for a lot of these cars on this stint.
I think they're all on even footing. They all chose to pit him to the last yellow period. So Strauss blinking there again to the entry of 3. He's gone for almost about this.
3 wide. Oh, Aiken. And in that was our points leader, Jan Hoffman, who was like, oh boy, holding breath. Lovegren to the inside of Simmons, looking for the point. Can he bring Herbie with him? Oh! Still side by side off the corner. Love Bug down low. Team Watson Racing up high.
Yeah, and Simmons couldn't even get to the bottom there to feed the dirty air to Lovegren to leave clean air for his teammates. So I think the Watson cars really like to run the middle and up. So that'll leave an opportunity for anyone who's able to dial in the bottom line on their setup.
Again, Herbie down low again in the 3. Jim Douglas would be proud. Oh, car down on the apron. I think he got forced to the apron. Hutton, and he falls to the back. He had the lift out of it a little bit, and he's getting freight trained a little bit. He falls back to 11th, but he's there with Robert, so he's going to have at least a buddy to work with and stay in the draft of Pressey.
Just lift and survive. Live to fight another corner. Losing spots now is better than wrecking the race car.
Not quite to the halfway point yet. Still plenty of time here in this 500-kilometer event. As we see Strauss blink out again. Caleb Weekly in the first of the 2 iconic cars in the lineup. Him and Hutton. BJO was also an iconic car, but he is out of the day's race with contact earlier. Giacometti trapped down low right now, and I think at this point in the run, 28 laps into the stint, down low is not the preferred position. If it's earlier in the stint, you can do that. At this point in the stint, being trapped down low is inviting for maybe flirting with disaster.
Yeah, this is where I think the slow, long freight train at the top is just going to overpower Andrea as his laps tick by. Every corner, the top side has more speed on exit, and then they all tow each other down the straightaway with the draft because they're all staying in the line that will allow them to enter on the top in the next corner.
Amon Law now they swap positions. Amon Law goes low. Giacometti goes high as he tries to he rescued himself, got a spot in line, and now go pick a line that he wants. And now everyone up to the top.
Kind of like when you get to a concert late and there's just a bunch of tall people standing in front of you. Like, man, if I just gotten here a little sooner, I'd have a better view of the front.
Fortunately, it's not first come, first serve here at IndyCar Racing.
Yeah, you kind of earn it, right? You show that you're the fastest to get to the front.
And once again, if you're just joining us, you're watching P1's broadcasting's coverage of round 5 of 8 of season 12 of the classic IndyCar Series. Coming to you from the Lost Wages Motor Speedway for the 4th running of the BJ Manufacturing 500. We've now completed, looks like a 94 of now 208 laps. You enjoyed P1's coverage of today's race. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future races. Yeah, ring that bell. The next race for us here on P1 will be tonight for round 5 of season 9 of the longest running Dallara DW12 League on all of iRacing. This is Dark Horse Racing League's DW12 Series from Gateway for the 8th running of the Dark Horse St. Louis 175. Coverage starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Clindy will be in the booth with me again for that one. A day-night doubleheader. Tripleheader if you watch the real IndyCar race. Happy to supply content for your viewing Sunday.
Jammed packed full of races. The way every weekend should be.
Back up front, still Simmons and Strauss. Lovegren slotted into 3rd. Although he seems to be pretty intent on racing. He's really weaving in and out. Caleb Weekly seems to be pretty patient, just kind of picking and biding his time behind him.
Shoemaker just about lost it off the exit of 4. His car looks absolutely evil right now.
And we'll watch him here. He might have overheated those tires. He has gone all the way to the back, and he might be coming to pit road. No, he just wanted clean air as much as possible. Twitchy off the corner. Shoemaker, yeah, he is not very happy behind the wheel of that Dallara. Outside of a couple cautions early in this race, we've been caution-free since then. And we are now quickly approaching next round of pit stops. Next round of pit stops.
Missed the corner there pretty badly.
Should be in the, should be right around lap 104-ish. Oh, I guess that's when the window opens. No, you don't have to stop at that point. But right at the halfway point.
I could probably only go about 20 more laps here on fuel. I think anyone who chooses to undercut substantially as soon as the window is open is going to put themselves in a position to possibly break away from the rest of the pack, because the fresh tires are that much faster. If they can execute a clean green flag stop, a fast stop with no mistakes, and the cycle goes through green.
Easier said than done, of course, yes. There are your current conditions: 83 on the ambient, 113 on the track temp. Lovegren decides to go to the tie side now.
Yeah, he got by Strauss a few laps ago, and Strauss missed turns 1 and 2, and now Strauss is trying to fight back on the bottom. I think the Watson cars are a little bit better, but oh, now Lovegren is blinking. He's been gone for a while.
Oh, this might be a DC for. Oh, and he's back. Normally, when you fall that quickly down the order that fast, normally that is a DC, and he has recovered.
Lovegren's really got the bottom dialed up. I think his car, if there's any car in the field that has a chance at beating these Team Watson cars, it's his. It looks like later in the run, he can still find speed on the bottom here at the clean air. Look, he draws alongside Logan Simmons for the lead. He'll have the shorter radius down this curved front stretch, still in second at the line, but he's going to have the lead going into turn 1.
Again, it's not the faster line at this point during the run, but he actually is going to edge out just ahead a little bit. They're going to drag race down the Nullis backstretch. They're going to go side by side in the 3 and 4. And again, how much can he hang on the bottom as he goes up the racetrack? And that is no aero wash, Clindy. That is just tires that are starting to give up.
Too much wheel, too much speed makes your car want to meet the wall on a speed date. You say, no, skip. I want to talk to somebody else at this dinner table.
Swipe? I'm not familiar with the dating styles now of these young folks, so I don't know. Oh, contact! Like oh, and what a save by Logan Simmons!
Speed dating predated the apps. You show up to a table, you meet like 8 people, and you go, oh, I like you, I don't like you.
Okay.
I've never done it.
Neither have I. And back as now Simmons is caught his breath, as now picked back up the lead. Lovegren fades a little bit back side by side with Weekly in that purple car.
I think if I were running in the back half of this front pack, I'd strongly consider pitting as soon as the window's open. Right about now, you can go 50-50 to get home. It's well within the window. You wouldn't have to be on old tires like this for too long. And you might be able to break the draft. Oh, Lovegren into the side of Weekly there. Down the back straightaway. Love bug, slug bug. Pow, pow. He's trying his luck on the bottom further back.
Yeah, he's trying to recover a drive. He started up front. He started second today. Pole sitter was, he's going to the apron. I don't know if he was forced down there, got loose down there, but he's back off the apron.
Aitken was really out of shape out of 4, and Pressey just took evasive action to the apron.
I think you're right. Oh, car's in the wall. Okay, all right. Aiken's still in the wall. He's like attached to it. We're going to go 3 wide down the backstretch, and I think you're right, Clindy. With all the shenanigans happening back here with tires. Oh, gosh. There's the contact again, and they're still keeping it banging, but they're keeping it off of one another, keeping it straight. I'm coming to pit road now.
Are you sure? It looks like these are all the ingredients for a yellow flag condition, which means I want to stay out until it flies.
Because the reason why I would come to pit road is that whole group that was all together is now strung out. We just saw in the last 10 laps, I think we saw 3 or 4 hip checks on these cars, and we've got people put them into the wall and everything, but no wrecks. But man, did we come close.
Testament to the skill of the drivers.
Yes.
They want to keep their cars alive. They want to get to the end of the race, but they're putting on a great show. Way to go, boys.
Laura Dietz getting put a lap down there in the that green and black car. Randy Shoemake, black flag coming to pit road, speeding. I think, well, wait a minute. He's actually just I don't know if that's a speed because I think he did a drive-through.
I'll look into it.
Still has a black flag, though. He's got to answer the black flag again. Aiken on the apron there. Yeah, I think now's the time to come to pit road for a lot of these drivers. You want to try that undercut you were talking about.
Yeah, if I were Weekly or Lovegren, I'd really want to do it. So I could get in front of the Team Watson cars and have the clean air for the whole run.
And again, they got to enter off of turns 3 and 4 down to the apron and go around the flat portion of the racetrack. It's a very long, and it's a very challenging process to come to pit road here. I saw Pressey making a move to the inside. I thought maybe he would come to pit road.
Yeah, a couple of takers this time, Hoffman and Groscher.
Teammates. This is not a bad move as Robert that's Gian power slides it off the corner, catches it, but man, he was hustling it to the cones and he got it there, but it was tense.
Tenths for the 10 car, making up tenths coming to pit road.
As we see him hit his stall up on the pneumatic jacks, new set of Firehawk tires. Waiting for that fuel, waiting, down and away and off with his teammates.
Now they want to see this go green. They don't want any cautions on the racetrack. They want to use these fresh tires to get in front of the pack that was leading the train and cement themselves as the leader here coming to the final pit stop.
So does anyone else decide to answer, or are they just going to stay out and wait for the tanks to go dry? Here we all, oh, wow, here we all come at once. Other than Pressey's going to stay out and pick up the lead.
Lovegren might have put too much of his tires on the right side of the racetrack. We'll see what the call is from race control. Everyone seems to be down to speed okay. No black flags on my entry sheet. For a group of that size, that was exceptionally well done.
That was actually pretty good. That was synchronized pitting at its best there. As Lovegren just missed his marks. Giacometti hits his marks. Logan Simmons on his marks. Strauss on his marks. We will watch and see. Logan Simmons down and away. He is moving.
Hoffman is in 3 and 4, exiting turn 4 now onto the front straightaway. He's closing in on these pitters. See if the undercut did him any good.
On pit road.
Look like Hoffman's going to not make up a ton of ground, but he will get by Hutton and Giacometti. Him and Jan both.
It's Jan and Groscher, and they're working together to try to make their cars a little slimmer in the slingshot here and try to work together, add a little extra speed, and help on that undercut.
Pressey had a great stop as well. Not coming with that group of cars let him put on a really good pit stop time in lap. He's going to cycle out to 4th.
Simmons back to the lead. Caleb Weekly is 2nd. Strauss is in 3rd. Pressey 4th. And just behind those two is these two teammates from the Vortex team of Hoffman and Groscher. They will actually catch those next two. Our second in points, Jared Ray Hutton, is faded to 7th. So this is good for Jan, who has managed to jump the points leader and put a little space between himself and second in points.
Simmons and Weekly are getting very close to leaving everyone else in the dust.
First time that the Classic IndyCar Series came to Las Vegas, 2017, way back in 2017. Season 3, that was Robert Groscher. He got the win here. 2020 was the second time they came here. Logan Simmons got the win over Andrew Aiken. And then Jan Hoffman got the win in 2023. So the last 3 winners here, Groscher, Simmons, and Hoffman are in the lineup. So they're all looking for their second career win here at this racetrack, and they are in the running for them. Logan is your leader. Hoffman is 5th, and Groscher is in 6th.
2017 is the year I installed and subscribed to iRacing. Good year.
Hard to believe it's almost 10 years ago. That was the last year of the DW12 chassis in IndyCar racing usage. Actually, I take that back. Last year of the DW12 with the Aero kit. They still use the DW12s today with the IR18 Aero kit.
And the hybrid package and the Aero screen.
And some add-ons, yeah. Some add-ons, yeah. I tell you what, whenever they decide to get around to, kind of unveiling this new car or what it's going to look like, I'm looking forward to it because the Aero screen was an add-on and the hybrid is an add-on. But this new car will be purpose-built to have those built in, and so the car should look a little bit more natural rather than having, snap-on, stay-on accessories. Going back to my G.I. Joe days. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this new car whenever they do release what it's going to look like. I remember when the IR18 Aero kit came out and everyone liked it because it kind of harkened back to kind of what Indy cars looked like back in the late 90s. Mid-90s, late 90s.
The generation prior to the cars we're watching now.
Yes. These cars that we're watching here, these are effectively generation 2-ish of the Indy Racing League era. Generation 3. So they had the initial cars, the G-Force and Dallaras and the Riley and Scott chassis that came out for 97, 98, 99, and then they went with another new car for 2000, and I think that went to 2003, and then this is either, you could consider this car either the IR05 or the IR09, but either way it's correct, because the IR05 then had to make it cost effective for all teams, they just did aero updates on the 05 card, and then eventually it was the 09 release. And that's kind of what they finished up on in 2011 when they did retire these cars finally before they went to the DW12.
Weekly's really fishing here. I think.
Yep.
I think Simmons is trying to put Strauss in a position to run 1-2 with his teammate. And I think Weekly's trying to take advantage of that, trying to put his car where Simmons least expects it. So that way, instead of getting fed dirty air, he's putting himself in position to take the lead. Look at them drive down under Simmons to the last portion of the corner. That uses up a lot of tire, but you gain time, you gain ground on the car in front of you. Cressy also not done for the day.
He is slotted in the 4th. And our points leader, Jan Hoffman, 5th. In fact, they have left Jared Ray Hutton in their wake. He is faded well behind this battle.
And that's the power of the draft. When you've got fast cars leading the train and you can't keep up, they're going to keep... They have left the station, and you've got no way to catch them by running.
Yeah, this is... We're watching out of the back of... watching on the back of Hoffman here. And if you can see this group of cars right there coming through the corner, that's where Hutton is. That's where his points rival is. It's way back there. So that is well exceeded the draft envelope. And at this point, with 72 to go, Hoffman's got to be feeling like, I just really need to get a good finish out of this and finish ahead of Hutton. And when we were learning, when we were doing the podium interviews at the last race, both were on the podium, but Hoffman admits that the road course races are not his strength. And so he needs to capitalize on these last 2 oval races. And he already has a win on an oval earlier this season at Michigan. So he realizes he needs to capitalize on these. And also, with that said, Jared Ray Hutton realizes now and recognizes that the oval tracks, despite having short-term pace, remember he started on the front row at Michigan. He started on the pole here at Las Vegas. The race pace is not matching his qualifying pace on ovals. And he realizes that these might be his weak spot. But he also knows that he has an opportunity to finish the season strong on 2 road courses, which is, well, frankly, where he's dominated this portion of the season. So a lot of strategic moves still need to be made here. And Hoffman has got to be feeling pretty good, but would certainly like to see this last 70 laps go by rather quickly and try to capitalize on a little bit of a points gain on his points rival, Jared Ray Hutton, who's back in 8th.
Yeah, and if it goes green, Jared Ray Hutton's got no chance of catching this lead pack, so the worst that he'll finish here is 6th.
riding with Pressy now, looking out the back of his Dallara. We're doing 25-second laps here. And if we go green, this race is going to end pretty quickly.
Yeah, 26-second laps. You get 2 done every minute with 8 seconds to spare. That means every 3 minutes you make an extra lap.
Doing the math.
Like I said, I'm a race car driver. Step by step.
You need someone on the box doing the doing all that calculation for you, or either that you yell out to Siri or Alexa to do some calculations on the fly for you.
I just pop open the calculator app sometimes and do it myself.
We're doing 200.
I've only ran out of fuel.
What's that?
Sorry. I said I've only run out of fuel a few times because of my own calculations.
We're doing 208 laps here today, 312 iRacing miles, 500 kilometers. And as you mentioned, we got 5 sets of tires, 1 on the car when we started the race, and then 4 on pit road. And remember, 22 gallons of fuel in these cars versus the 18, 50 mile per hour pit road speed limits on pit road here at Lost Wages. And right now, everybody just kind of in line, biding their time. I don't really see... This first group is not really racing, and it does them no good to race, because that then opens the door for Giacometti and Hutton to join the group. And right now, it's a party of 6. You don't want to do a party of 8. And you're just trying to get to the next and last round of pit stops. I think everyone's just in line, being patient, clicking off laps, and waiting for that last window to open.
And once it does, I think you're going to see, as soon as the first group of either teammates or drivers choose to undercut, I think they're going to be covered by everyone. And last time that was Hoffman and Groscher. I think we might see the same thing again. They benefited from it pretty well, hopping up through the running order to where they are now. I think they can repeat that process and take over spots 1 and 2 if they undercut the rest of the group by a substantial margin. And I think the window opens here in about 15 laps.
Yeah, you're right. And those two stopped about 4 laps earlier than everyone else in this group ahead of them. So we will be watching to see if that's the cue. And you mentioned about 15 laps. There's 61 to go. Do you see anyone maybe just getting to that 50 mark and parking it there and saying, okay, I'm just doing two at the, you mentioned at the lap 100 to go mark to do 250s. Does anyone come in at 50, or do they try to go deeper into this run?
I think it really depends on how they built their race car. If they built their car for long run speed, if they feel like they've got the best long run card, you can afford to overcut here. If your car's kind of 50-50, I think the undercut's the best way to make the position up. But if you've got a short run car, I think you've actually got to commit to the overcut, because you don't want to burn your stuff off and then be in a helpless position at the end of the race. You want to get towed along here as long as you can, and then as soon as there's no more tow to go, you stop, you get your tires, and you use them to get to the front on equal footing at the end of the race, rather than trying to play defense with a worse car later. It's kind of counterintuitive that long-run cars benefit more from the undercut and short-run cars benefit from the overcut.
Yeah, and that's why you're the driver expert, and that's why we have you here. And if you're just joining us, the IndyCar race has concluded at Barber. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you tuning in. After the real race is done, more things stay the same in the IndyCar Series. More things change, the more things they stay the same. Good to have you here, though.
We should be able to conclude this before the NASCAR race starts, so you'll have a nice little slot to see the end of this race, and then go on to more racing endeavors, and then when that's done, you can come watch Dark Horse at Gateway.
NASCAR, what's that?
another form of auto sport that is fun to watch and
Oh,
enjoyable.
oh, okay, okay. Lap traffic just ahead of the leaders a little bit. That is Laura Dietz. Laura been off the pace, but, doesn't really matter. One lap down, and just some of these times these races, open setup, you're not really racing the other cars. You're kind of racing yourself in the racetrack. And to get a finish here in a 500-kilometer race is really going to get you a lot of experience. But she's going to stay high, and all the cars on this lead pack will go right underneath her. Oh, no! Into contact, and that is Jan Hoffman. No, that is... Excuse me. That is Jan Hoffman. And there's no caution.
Pressy's stuck in the wall right now. No rear wing. Right front, left front suspension, all out of whack. Brings it to the apron. No yellow for that 3-car melee to fracas out of turn 4.
Let's watch this again. And I'm going to just, allow you to critique here. I thought Laura was just holding a line and doing everything she needed to do, but they all caught her kind of at the wrong point of the racetrack, just like Charlotte off of 4 here at these mile-and-a-half intermediates. It narrows down.
Yeah, I don't think Laura did anything wrong, personally. She held the high line. She stuck her line. It's the passing car's job to get around slower traffic safely. They did not. End of story.
And no caution, but this is going to fall into Jared Ray Hutton's lap as he is going to pick up some free positions and probably pick up the points lead as Hoffman with a meatball flag is on pit road getting damage repaired.
And now there are only 4 cars in contention for the win, should this stay green.
And 2 of them are former winners here, Simmons and Grosser. And Grosser is slowly creeping into the picture here. Robert, there in that vortex entry, that was his teammate just got effectively eliminated from this race in that last incident. Robert's going to be part of this pack. And Robert, it's been a while since Robert's been to victory lane. He definitely wants to get there.
Apologies. The other 2 combatants are teammates. So it's 2 solo shots versus a pair of teammates here at the front.
And I think the Iconic Squad is in a technical alliance with the Team Watson Racing, so I think this might be a 3-on-1 handicap match. But even in those technical alliances, you're in one as well on your team. At some point, the gloves come off, even on the technical alliances.
Oh, even with my real teammates. They're all not my real teammates, but we love racing. We love racing hard.
Yeah, we've seen you rob Antonio of a victory. So.
Yeah, no team orders. That's the team order.
No team orders. The team manager is just on the box says, just don't wreck. Just don't wreck.
Yeah, we've been working on that one.
47 to go here as the group of what was 6 is now a group of 4. And we still have a pit stop to go. And we're in that window where you talked about it. We're less than 50 to go now. We're in that window you thought that somebody might come to pit road and try to do a bit of an undercut. And before that was Robert Grosser. But he had a teammate last time. Does he do it alone?
I think anything you can do to get to the lead is going to be worth it. It seems like nobody's been able to be exceptionally faster throughout the course of the run. I mean, I think Lovegren was the closest, but he blew the last pit stop so badly he's been out of the picture. All these other cars seem very equally matched, and they all like to run the same line, so they probably all hit on the same type of setup principles. So if you can find a strategic way to get to the front rather than a speedy way, It's kind of the hand you've been dealt here when you're running fourth and want to finish first.
So race them smarter instead of harder, so to speak. And we'll see how that executes here with these top four right here. Giacometti in fifth, a distant fifth. Jared Ray Hutton in sixth. Giacometti, he's looking to gain some points here in the championship. Actually, he could gain the most here if he stays ahead of Jared Ray Hutton. He's in fifth. He's third in points. But right now, it does those two no good to race each other. They'll just lose more ground. So they got to kind of stay in line and try to slipstream their way closer to that lead group. They are 2.7 seconds behind the lead group.
They have been getting closer as this run goes on, just tenths at a time, just slightly closer than they were. The little fracas with D's helped them pick up a little bit of pace, but I don't believe they have the raw pace to track them down over the remaining 50 laps. 52 laps.
Yeah, they are not, let's see, Giacometti
42.
a little bit. Yeah, they are just, yeah, they are a little bit faster, but they're not going to be able to reel them in time. They got it down to 2.2 now, 2.1.
Maybe. They are really eating into it now. Giacometti was also one of those cars that could hold the bottom better. When you have clean air and no traffic in front of you, that time's going to slip away for these lead four if the group behind them can continue to make pace on the bottom.
Randy Shoemake, final stop on pit road with 41 to go. Riding with the host with the most, Robert Grosser, as we go down the backstretch here at Las Vegas. Today's fourth running of the Las Vegas 500 from Las Vegas Motor Speedway is proudly sponsored by BJ Manufacturing. BJ Manufacturing provides high-quality machining, welding, and fabrication work in Riverside, California. Former home to the Riverside Raceway there. Home to many IndyCar races in the early days. To learn more, check out their links in the description. BJ Manufacturing, sponsor of today's race. 38 to go here at Las Vegas. More lap traffic in the offering for our leaders just ahead of them down the track a little bit. That is Randy Shoemake, who just came off of pit road. Big lift by Robert Grosser. Season 12 of the Classic IndyCar Series is brought to you by the Sim Gaming Expo. Get ready for the ultimate simulation gaming experience. The Sim Gaming Expo is bringing all genres of simulation and gaming technology under one roof. Join us September 18th through the 20th to Chicagoland at Schaumburg Convention Center to try out the latest gear from the biggest brands in industry. Meet your favorite streamers. Celebrate your passion for simulation with our incredible community. Don't miss out. To learn more, to get your tickets now, go to simgamingexpo.com. Tickets on sale today, and be a part of simulation gaming history today. As you see traffic now in front of Robert. That is Lovegren, who decided to make his final stop. Talk about your experience at the Sim Gaming Expo, Clindy. You had a fun time.
I had a great time. I met a bunch of vendors. I got to meet a bunch of people in the community. So I got to meet Jim Herrick from 4D Raceware. I connected with the people who run Advanced.gg and now choose to make me a partner of their brand. I got to meet George, who puts on the whole event. I got to meet Tony Kanaan. I got to meet you again. But, you know, a lot of my friends from iRacing, I got to see. I passed out hero cards. I'll bring new hero cards for next year. So I plan to be there. I haven't made all of my travel accommodations yet. But once I do, I plan to be there for the whole weekend this time, not just one day.
Oh. Almost into the wall. Robert, give it a little room to Lovegren to the inside.
And Lovegren's on fresher tires here, but looks like he doesn't want to press the issues. He's going to fall into line. But that's exactly what Giacometti wants to see, because that's another, like you said, an invisible hand reaching out from the back of that front pack, extending the draft envelope. And they're slowly but surely, those last two cars are Giacometti and Jared Ray Hutton are really starting to eat in now. They're under 2 seconds away from the back of that pack.
Yeah, there it is. We got gaps up, and there is the gap right there, 1.6. Remember, that was into the 2-second range.
If
and Robert coming to pit road. Robert coming to pit road. Last scheduled stop.
So he needs to execute this cleanly, safely. No black flags. Get down to pit road speed. Jared Ray Hutton in the wall off of 4. No damage, it looks like, though.
Robert started 8th, so he gets to go midway down the pack here and find his stall. And this is the key thing, is slowing these cars down. They do not like to slow down very quickly and hit those marks. On it. Up on the jacks. New set of Firestone Firehawks. New tank full, or just enough, of racing methanol added. And to the cones, off the button, back up the speed.
Really slick on this flat part of the racetrack. It's been baking in the sun all day. The shadows haven't gotten there yet. But Grosjean's done a great job of keeping the car under control, and he'll rejoin. We'll see where everyone else comes out relative to him once they've made their final stops.
There's Jan Hoffman back on the racetrack. He is currently running in 11th, 3 laps down. And he's with his teammate, so maybe he can help his teammate here. Caleb Weekly coming to pit road. So this other pit roads, other pit road stops have happened. Logan Simmons is coming back up to speed. Strauss on pit road now. He's down and away. Jared Ray Hutton on pit road at a very awkward angle. Good thing he can morph through to the pace car. Caleb Weekly, final stop on pit road.
I think Simmons is going to run away with this one. Gary had a great stop. So did Matthias Strauss, though. The Team Watson cars really executed on pit road. They're going to be running 1-2 once this all shakes out. Oh, Weekly spins on the exit. Locked it down and saved it, but that's time you're never going to get back.
Yeah, let's see. We go back in time a little bit. Watch him as he's waiting for that fuel. Down and away. And here he starts to move. And actually the way that he just needed just enough fuel that basically by the time he came down off the jacks, and then he comes off the button, and now with those new tires, trying to bring this car up to speed, and he just gooses it a little too much. And it slides to the inside, and a little kiss on the tire barrier, but nothing that should be damaging there. But that's going to really separate him and his chances from a win here if we go green for the remainder of this race. Logan Simmons now back to the point as he goes around Strauss. Strauss led on that pit road exchange, but Logan seems to have a slightly slicker car in the air by himself, and he gets by his teammate. Strauss tucks back in line.
Giacometti goes by Grosjean there for third. Hard day's work fighting all the way back through the pack, mostly by themselves. Andrea's done a great job to get back on the podium.
And I tell you what, if we get him in for another podium interview, stick around for that, because he loves podium interviews. And we love having him on the podium. Also in the picture just behind Robert is Jared Ray Hutton up to 5th. And there is his chief championship rival just beneath him, Jan Hoffman. But Jan just kind of yielding a little bit because he is now 2 laps down in the order from that incident that we saw on the main straight. And he's just trying to nurse this car home at this point to finish the race.
Well, there is a position for Jan to make on Laura Dietz. They're the same number of laps down, same as them on Wall. They're all 2 laps down at different parts of the track.
And he does.
And Jan...
Yeah, he does pick this. So he's now inside the top 10.
Quitters Only quit. Winners never quit.
Right. Keep soldiering on. Every point matters. Every lap matters. 23 to go here at Vegas. Once again, thanks for joining us. Round 5 of 8 of the Sim Gaming Expo Classic IndyCar Series coming to you from Las Vegas for the 4th running BJ Manufacturing 500. Currently 22 laps to go. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race. The next race for us here in the Classic IndyCar Series is Sunday, April 12th for round 6 of season 12 of the Sim Gaming Expo Classic IndyCar Series. The teams and drivers head to Homestead Miami Speedway. That's right, Vice City, for our final oval race of the season, the 4th running of the CIS Miami 300. Coverage starts at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on the 12th. Don't miss it as the season continues in 2 weeks right here on P1. Battle for the win on your screen right now. Teammates lined up. It is Simmons and Strauss. Strauss and Simmons. Team Watson Racing with a 2.7 second lead over Giacometti, Grosser, and Hutton back in 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
And that second pack is navigating traffic. They're trying to get around Amon Lal and Rob Barnacow. Barnacow banging wheels there with Giacometti.
I get the camera back there. There we go.
These little hornet's nests just pop up. Amon Law's looking for his bug spray, getting pitched to the wall. He's going to go around in turn 1. This is going to be a late race yellow.
And Barnacow and Law, as we are watching the replay with Barnacow earlier with the wheel banging that you were talking about. And we are under caution with 19 to go. And now, guys, reset button pushed. Just like someone getting mad at the old Nintendo back in the day. Reset button, boom. We're going to reset for a sprint race here. Let's see what happens. And Jan Hoffman there. Law to the outside, trying to give room. He almost runs out of it. Now we go 3 wide at the line. And Barnacow just kind of, not quite up in the Law. 3 wide into 1. Oh, a lot of net code. A lot of net code. All right. So, Clindy, what do you do? What do you do? Simmons and Strauss, we're on 12-lap-old or 11-lap-old tires, respectively. Do I come to pit road if I have another set, throw them on, and let's do a full send? Or do I hold on to my track position, and if I'm, I'm coming to pit road. Okay. Whoa, Giacometti is going to stay out.
I think staying out, you do what they don't. If you're running 3rd, 4th, or 5th, I think more people should have stayed out, honestly.
I kind of agree with you on this one. I think this is a good gamble for Giacometti.
Hoffman will not cycle, and neither will Lovegren. So Giacometti will have 2 soldiers behind himself to hold off the rest of the pack.
They might be a little upset at them. They were trying to bank, hope to get a lap back, and they might be upset at them. I'm not going to help you. We'll see. But they're going to be acting as buffers.
Lovegren's now running 2nd, but
that's true. Lovegren is now on the lead lap. Pay attention to timing and scoring, Gary. Giacometti, Lovegren, now Strauss comes out on fresh tires. Simmons on fresh tires. Roser on fresh tires. Jared Ray Hutton on fresh tires. So everybody coming to pit road, throwing on that extra set of Firestones they had. There were tire limits in today's race. 5 sets, 1 in the car to start the race, 4 in the pits to change during the course of the race. Seems like lap traffic has played a role in today's race with this late caution. The last 2 actually incidents on the racetrack were involved right around the lap caution. Again, the pace car on the apron. I don't see that very often in iRacing. I'm not sure why the pace car
They updated the pace car's pathing at the last season launch. So since the beginning of the season, it runs low until you get one to go, and then it pulls up into the racing line. It's very, very awkward.
Yeah, it is very awkward. I thought it was because they're starting to introduce new scans of these tracks. But actually, if you do follow the pace car, you actually be on the shorter line. You'd be saving a little bit of fuel if you go down there. Although this is not a fuel mileage race at this point. This is mano a mano slugfest right now. We're going to go green with 15 to go. Make sure to smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Throw a like out there, everybody. Show these drivers some love as they are going to battle it out here for the remainder of this 500-kilometer race. And a bit of a sprint here at the end. Giacometti looking for his first career win. Lovering looking for his first career win. Strauss, he's in a bit of a drought. He would like to see another win. Simmons, he's in a bit of a drought. He would like to see another win. Grosser's in a long drought. Would love to see another. And Ken Hutton go for 3 in a row. Watch these cars first two on warmer tires. Need to bring these cars up the feed very gently. They're in the restart zone, and there we go. But they have a little bit of accordion action in the back. And there might have been contact between Weekly and Jared Ray Hutton.
Lovegren did not get going well whatsoever. The Team Watson cars have already dispatched him and now have their sights set on Andrea Giacometti.
Giacometti's like, thanks for holding him up, brah. Here comes Simmons to the inside of Strauss. Again, Simmons, with that setup, his car seems to be a little bit more slipperier in clean air. He slides on through.
Now we get to see if Andrea can protect the inside where his car has been so good all day long against these fresher tires. I think they're going to have no problem sticking to the outside. Just the question is, will they get the job done in one corner, or will Andrea get to put up a fight? It looks like Simmons is going to the bottom now, over and dusted in one corner to the lead.
And that was quickly. Oh, when he goes up the racetrack. Grosser in his 130th career start. He has 7 career wins. Logan Simmons in his 62nd career start. He has 3 career wins. Strauss in his 12th career start. He has 1 win. Giacometti in his 18th start, no wins. They're all battling out here for the win here at Vegas.
And you may have thought that Giacometti was gambling on those older tires. He's running 4th anyway, 3rd or 4th. Go for a chance to win the race, right? You weren't going to pass 3 cars on the same strategy. Try something different. I applaud the effort, even if it doesn't work out. And who knows? Maybe these front 3 will get a little dicey and wad it all up, and you win anyway.
There you go.
We still got laps to run.
And Jared Ray Hutton sets the purple lap here in the closing stages. 2:13 flat. Here comes the man second in points, and he's going to leave this day as the points leader. He is, as they say, closers be closing. He is coming. He is now 5th and now in this battle. Oh, looks like Strauss left the bottom, and Robert just going to fill in that space. And that's not a bad move for Robert, especially with fresh tires. I would stay on the bottom for the remainder of this race if I could.
Giacometti's not done yet. He's been able to pull up and post good times. Looks like maybe his car's just a little draggier and isn't quite good at leading.
Here comes Jared Ray.
Simmons has dominated the day, but it looks like he's in position to have to be on defense here against the rest of the swarm. Right behind him, looking to sting.
A little bit of a fade there by Simmons down the backstretch. Slams the door on Robert. Side by side right behind him for 3rd. Now, wow, Giacometti was thinking about. He does thread the needle. He goes right up the middle. Oh, Strauss has no place to slot in. Now the Indy Racing League line coming into account here at the bottom. Simmons is not going to leave that white line for the remainder of these 8 laps if he doesn't have to.
And the outside, which we saw be so powerful through the most of this afternoon, is starting to slip away. Oh, Giacometti gets turned. He's flipping. Spinning like a Beyblade through turn 1
and
two.
that is contact with Strauss, and we're not going to be under caution. We're not going to end this race under caution. But it's going to be a bad day for the guy, third in points. Let's check this out at the start-finish line as he's racing Strauss. And just a whole bunch of netcode again. Oh, Shoemake just slides on by. And that's got to be depressing for Giacometti, just that close to the end. Looking at a big points payday. So now it's Simmons, Grosher, and Hutton. Now Weekly up to 4th. Lovegren in 5th. Strauss is now retired. Giacometti will be more than likely retired. Jan Hoffman, now this is going to help him, Clinty, because Hoffman's going to pick up 2 spots and almost backdoor his way into a top 5 here. He's going to move up to 6th position.
Say it again, Gary. I'm never going to not say it. Quitters never win. Winners never quit.
There you go.
Boom.
We are under caution. I think everybody that has used their tires are on the racetrack. I don't think anyone has any sets stashed away. So we're gonna go.
Giacometti would have, but
we're gonna, we're gonna
junk.
Yep,
Car.
Exactly. We are those that have the ability to still roll or have those tires on them right now. But it is Logan Simmons. It has been a while since Logan won. Since actually last season, Logan won.
And he would have done this one with an exclamation point. He's very well dominated this whole afternoon.
Yeah, Logan won at Motegi last season. And then he also won at the Milwaukee Mile. Almost won at Indianapolis. That's one that pains him greatly. He got edged out by Cameron Dance there by 23 thousandths of a second. That's the one he really wants. That's the one in the picture of the thumbnail. So that's the one that he would love to have back, but it's been since last season since he's won. Now, Robert, I'm going to have to, I don't know if I have time under caution here to find when Robert last won last. It's been a little while. (2021) was the last time Robert won by my count, and that was race. No, actually, that was a preseason race, so that doesn't count. Sorry, Robert. 2020? I think it's the final race of 2020 when he won the Indy 500 for Robert Grosher. So it has been 6 years almost since Robert has last won a race in his own series. And he's going to be in a position to do it here in a natural green-white checker. No gimmicks here in IndyCar racing. With 4 to go, can Robert do it? Can he end the drought? Can Logan get a little redemption after getting edged out of the line at the Indy 500 last season? He would like to erase that memory. But can Jared Ray Hutton come out of here with a sneaky oval track podium? En route to now the points championship? We'll see. Going green next time by with 3 to go. It is Simmons, Robert Grosher, and Jared Ray Hutton. Green flag, and Logan has not wasted any time. Big jump for Robert at the line. Robert, Grosher, Hutton, Caleb Weekly, Lovegren, top 5 on the lead lap, all in turn 1.
Simmons has to be careful to not get out to too far of a lead, but hole this car punches in the air is not as dramatic as the DW12 with the IR18. Grosjean has a huge mountain to climb here over the last few laps.
And he's being attacked from behind, so he's got a battle on two fronts. He's trying to hold off Jared Ray Hutton for second, but all the while, Logan Simmons ahead of a defensive line for Grosjean into one.
That's going to make him push up through two. He's under attack still. He can't get the draft of the leader. Ray Hutton is giving the draft.
Logan's Logan's actually helping Jared Ray a little bit. Here we come, white flag out. Logan Simmons, 1.5 miles to get along. A weighted win for him. Can Robert Grosjean get that win? He has 1.5 miles to try to break the dry spell here in the desert of all places.
Will he find an oasis? Who will challenge Simmons coming to the line? They're side by side for second, coming into 3.
Off the corner of the turn from home. Off of 4, Logan Simmons. He's going to break the drought. Robert is going to come home in second just barely, and Jared Ray Hutton will assume the points lead of the championship with a sneaky podium finish for the road racer.
And he was only 2/1000ths of a second away from second place. Photo finish for the silver medal. Jared Ray Hutton also doing donuts here. Didn't expect to be on the podium, and he's going to soak it all in.
Logan Simmons with the win, his first win since last season. This will be his, let me see if I got that. It'll be his 4th career win here in the Classic IndyCar Series. I think all of them been on ovals. And he comes home with the winner, Robert Grosjean. So close for Robert. I'm sure he'll have lots of things to say for the interview. Jared Ray Hutton in 3rd, Caleb Weekley in 4th, Gavin Lovgren in 5th, Jan Hoffman, nice recovery drive, and we'll see how this helps the points for him in 6th. Randy Shoemake 7th, Barking out in 8th. Laura Dietz survives to 9th, and Strauss in 10th. And then Giacometti, a disappointing 11th. Law in 12th. Pressey, 13th. Aiken, 14th. AAS in 15th. Hutchins, 16th. VJO, 17th. And Julian Altena will be the last car in this 18-car field.
Here I can pull up Jared Ray Hutton if you'd like.
Stand by. We'll get some replays queued up here. Working on replays here. There we go. And let's cue out the music. Cut the B-roll, and we will get into the interview room with Jared Ray Hutton. And he is actually with us right now, joining us in the booth. I believe he is unmuted, ready to go. Jared Ray Hutton. Jared, a very sneaky, as I mentioned in the race, a very sneaky podium finish here. and everything worked out that you needed it to work out for. You said kind of in our last interview in the last race when you won your second in a row on the road courses, you're like, I'm not good on the ovals. I just kind of hope to drive to survive and kind of make do on the ovals. You start up front, you kind of fade to the back, and it looked at one point that you were kind of totally disconnected from the lead pack. Late caution brings it back into it, and you get a sneaky third place finish, and your chief points rival in the championship has a little difficulty along the way. So you're going to come out of this race as the new championship points leader with 3 races to go, albeit one of them still an oval.
Yeah, car felt super hooked up today. Felt like we had great long run pace. And obviously, like you saw in qualifying, I had a single lap pace as well. There were some times in the middle of the race when I was like, oh God, it's New Hampshire again, it's Michigan again, because little things just weren't going right for me. I was making picking the wrong lane at the wrong time, lost the lead pack for a while. Cautions brought me back in it. Yeah, it's just some really good hard racing at the end on the last couple of runs. Saw me get up there. Great race with Robert right at the end, and I'm also super happy for Logan to take this one home.
Go ahead, Clint. You got any questions for our third place finisher today?
How tempted were you to go off strategy on the last yellow? We saw Andrea stay out there on old tires. Did you want to join him and maybe roll the dice here in Vegas, or did you temper your expectations knowing that, a solid day is what you needed and that's why you came down pit road?
With 7 cars in the lead lap, no way. I was coming down pit road every time. I mean, I knew that, Jan was a lap, 2 laps down, however far back he was, but I'm a racer. I wanted to win. I wanted to finish as high as I could. So I went in, took new tires, and said, I'm going to fight for this. I tried not to take too many risks because I still obviously knew the situation. I knew the context. But yeah, I wanted to make a push right at the end, and that's what I ended up doing.
Well, congratulations, Jared, on your podium finish today. With the bronze medal go the spoils. So if you have any friends, family, sponsors, anyone you'd like to shout out, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so thanks to my family. They've watched every race that I've been in this season so far, so I really appreciate them for that. And thanks to Logan and the team for all the great work on the setups once again.
All right, Jared, coming into this race down by 3 in second place, leaving this race up by 5 in first place with 3 races to go. He is our new points leader. We will see you in a couple of weeks when we get to our final oval race at Homestead, and then that's going to set up the sprint to the finish on your specialty. So getting a good finish and peaking at the right time, Jared Ray Hutton gets P3 here today and assumes the points lead. Congrats. We'll see you at the next one.
Thanks, see you then.
And that is Jared Ray. We will now bring in Robert. And here is Robert joining us. He is unmuted and ready to go. Robert, hey, buddy, it's been a while. I think we looked, and it was 2021 or 2020 since last time you got a win, and it was looking like it might have been today. How'd you feel? And on that last restart, just not the restart you got. He looks like Logan kind of maybe suckered you a little bit, or maybe you took a more of a defensive restart. What was your thinking there on that last restart? We thought maybe you had a shot.
Yeah, I first of all, 2020 was my last win, the Indy 500. And yeah, I was really, when the caution came out already, I was like, oh crap, that is not what I needed. I had actually, I felt like I had a run on Logan before that last caution came. I was feeling good. Yeah, then last restart, I guess I was a bit too scared. I shifted to the second gear a bit too early, and all of a sudden this gap increased to Logan. I was like, oh god, race over. Now all I can do is like defending P2, trying to hug the white line and make sure that nobody passes me on the outside. And yeah, unfortunate. I was really thinking I have something for Logan, but yeah, if only this last caution was not there.
Go ahead, Clindy.
Under that last caution, we saw Andrea. I asked the same question to Jared Ray Hutton, whether or not there was any thought of changing your strategy last second. Why'd you make the decision you made, and why not the other call?
I'm not good at these calls. For once, I just followed Team Watson. I thought, okay, these guys are leading. I will just do what they do, and yeah, it turned out to be the right call because Kevin on the used tires had a very bad restart, and Andrea, I think after 2-3 laps we got him. That was clearly a tire advantage. So yeah, I was gambling. I had no clue what I'm doing.
Well, where else to gamble but Las Vegas? I'm glad it paid off for you with the second place today.
For sure. No, I'm really happy. I'm very sad for Jan at the same time. He had a very unfortunate, unneeded incident there. Like for his championship, that's bad news. So I also benefited from his bad luck a little bit. But still quite happy about the result, and if it was only maybe some 2-3 laps more, I don't know.
Well, Robert,
maybe next time you can convince them to run a 510 kilometer.
There you go. Right? Yeah, a little bit longer, or 500 miles. Yeah.
Yeah. Who made this schedule again?
Yeah, who's the admin of this league, anyways? Crazy guys. Before we let you go, we've seen you in the last couple of races. You've been a little bit more racier than normal. It looks like you've been putting more time into the sim, more time into racing. Do you see now that that you I always say iron sharpens iron. The more you put in these cars, the more you get out of them. And obviously, you've been putting some more time. Do you see that the windless drought ending here soon at some point? We've seen the performances pick up here in the last couple of races. Luck hasn't always been on your side, but when there's no secret when you finish second, you're doing something good. How are you feeling wise to maybe breaking that winless streak and getting back into victory lane?
Yeah. Okay, to be brutally honest, I wish it was as you described. The truth is, today I did my only laps for Las Vegas this year, and we were just fortunate as a team that our setup from some years ago just worked out of the box, so we didn't change even a single thing. We just took it, did some laps, felt it is good, and then it always comes through the race. Like if the race is going good and then some confidence is building up, always like for me and Jan or whoever else of our teammates is with us, then you feel during the race, okay, maybe something is possible. That is how it goes for us, and today was such a day. The car was good. The confidence was increasing. That's maybe why I felt also to be a bit more racy. And yeah, that was what brought me into this position at the end. It can be next race. It can be totally different. If our setup will not work out of the box, maybe then we are doomed. I don't know.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors. Anyone who wants to say hi to getting your first podium of the year? Good to have you in here. Go ahead and shout them out.
Yeah, thanks very much, Gary. Yeah, big shout out to our sponsors, the Sim Gaming Expo and BJ Manufacturing. Can't thank them enough for supporting us. And then, of course, my teammates Jan, Johnny, who couldn't be here today, and to my family as well for allowing me to race.
There you go, Robert, getting the P2 here today. The host with the most, one of the admins here, almost breaking that drought of getting a win here. And I'm sure at some point we will see you get back to the victory lane, just a matter of time. But Robert, P2 here today. Congrats, and we will catch you at the next one. I'm sure you and I will talk later for sure.
Thank you very much.
That is Robert, and now let's get some graphics closed off here and move up to Logan and bring Logan into the room. There is Logan Simmons, and Logan getting the win here today, adding to his win total that he got last year at Motegi, and then also at the Milwaukee Mile, and almost at Indy. And I was saying during the stream that maybe this takes a little bit of a sting of losing out at Indy so close today. I don't know if it does or not, but getting the win either way should still feel good. How do you feel on a day that really, once you were up front, I don't know if it was your setup of your car or just kind of how you guys wanted to race, agreed to race with one another up at the front. You kind of led the train for much of the day.
It's weird. is because there was not much setup work that went into this one. I've been doing spring practice for the college that I work at, so it's been hard to get practice time in to build setups. So I thought we're probably not going to be that good today. I really think what won us the race, honestly, or like had led so many laps, was from figuring out that the line wouldn't be the bottom, because it just, I don't know what it was. It kept making the cars loose. So all in all, it was a good day. It definitely does not take the sting away from Indianapolis. That's a crazy question there, Gary.
Go ahead, Clindy.
You almost had this one robbed from you too, Logan. You dominated the day, and you had a smattering of late race drama and yellows. I've been there. Try to express yourself to the viewers at home. What is it like to have all these thoughts about, am I going to be able to get back to the lead? Am I still going to be able to win this thing after I've led almost all the laps today? Put us in your shoes.
It's, you just kind of got to see it, and really and truly, like, I don't get flustered if I lose the lead or anything like that. It's just like, look, you gotta take it back. And with it not being a paint the white line race, it made it easier because you just set up your move a little bit better. And overall, I mean, I really like the way the racing was today, because you could pass. It wasn't one of those you're just stuck together. I did almost die early in the race. There was an incident where a car came up the track and caught me in the left rear. That was scary.
Yeah, we just saw the on the replay the incident that happened right in front of you between the two leaders very early in the race. The winless drought is ended, getting your 4th career win. Got to feel pretty good about everything that went on there. Any shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors? We got another oval race that you can still do well at this year, so the season's not over. Still got another shot out there. Shout them out. Go ahead.
I just want to thank the team. Like, they've kept it going while I've been away, and I appreciate that from them. Shout out. I think that's about it. I mean, really, it's there ain't many people to shout out when it comes to this, but yeah, definitely the team.
Well, congratulations, Logan, breaking the little bit of a drought since the last win, the 4th career win. Let's see here. Let's run the stats here. And also, it brings you up into 14th in the standings. I don't know if you've been here for every single race, but it does bring you up into the top 15 at least. Career-wise, this brings you now, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a tie for 9th with Gian for all time in wins here in the Classic IndyCar Series. So inside the top 10 for wins. Congrats. We will see you at the next race, next oval race here in a couple weeks in Vice City. But until then, man, go celebrate this one.
I'll have a good one. Thank you.
That is Logan Simmons. Clindy, thank you for pinch hitting and being in the booth for this, the first of two another doubleheader, day-night doubleheader tonight or today here on P1. You haven't got a chance to experience the Classic IndyCar Series. It's a league that's been around a long time. It's the only league out there that primarily uses the venerable IRO 5 or IRO 9, depending on how you want to look at it. It's open setup. It's got a lot of history to it. Just about every IndyCar racer in the community has gone through this league and one race or another. What'd you think of it? First taste of the Classic IndyCar Series, and your taste of it here in the booth.
A lot of parity, considering there are open setups, a lot of strategy, a lot of action. I enjoyed every minute of the race today. Thanks for having me in the booth. I hope Andrew can say I filled his shoes fully and competently, and only messed up the map a couple of times. So that's a good afternoon. If the rust persists when we head on the jet and get to Gateway here in a few hours. But yeah, just enjoyed my time here in the booth today, Gary, and glad we got to put on a great show for the fans watching at home.
All right, well, that's going to do it for our first race of our day-night doubleheader here this Sunday. That's it from Las Vegas. And your podium here for the fourth running of the BJ Manufacturing 500 from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Logan Simmons getting his fourth career win. Robert Grosser, first podium finish in quite a while for the league admin. Congrats to him. And Jared Ray Hutton picking up the points lead, coming in with a 3-point deficit, leading here with a 5-point lead with 3 races to go after today. Once again, before we do leave, here is the schedule for the remainder of the season. We're done with Vegas. Now we move on to Homestead, Miami. Willow Springs is tentatively scheduled. That might change. Mexico City is firmly on the schedule, at least at this point. Those are the last 3 rounds of the championship.
From Sin City to Vice City.
There you go. Join us again in 2 weeks for round 6 of season 12 of the Sim Gaming Expo Classic IndyCar Series. The teams and drivers head back to Homestead Miami Speedway for the first time since 2022. Coverage starts around 2 p.m. Eastern time. Again, that's 2:00 p.m. Eastern. Remember, it's an all-new season, but on top of that, they just had time change in Europe. We just had a time change over here a couple weeks ago. So for the correct time in your area, and I'm always going to check with Robert before because I don't want to be late. I almost was one time. We'll always make sure to have the correct time on the channel. So just come back to the channel here at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. Set your reminder there, and you'll be reminded when we go live here in 2 weeks when we go to Vice City. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm of the game is not an easy one, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below to let us know today's race. Enjoy today's coverage. Support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you added the bell for weekly reminders so missing out P1's other iRacing programming, including round, let's see, what do we got coming up on the docket this week that I can remind people of because I didn't update it in my script here. We got this week coming up our IndyCar doubleheader on Monday nights starting at 8 p.m. Eastern time. The IndyCar Open Series at Texas at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Then it is our Indy Next Road Series at Suzuka. That is Monday starting at 8 p.m. with race 1, race 2 at 10 p.m. Let's see here. Today's fourth running of the Las Vegas 500 from Las Vegas Motor Speedway is proudly sponsored by BJ Manufacturing. I want to thank them for being a supporter all season long of all of our races. BJ Manufacturing provides high-quality machining, welding, and fabrication work in Riverside, California. To learn more, check out their links in the description. Classic IndyCar Series is brought to you by Sim Gaming Expo. Get ready for the ultimate simulation gaming experience. Sim Gaming Expo is bringing all genres of simulation and gaming technology under one roof. Join us in September 18th through the 20th in Chicagoland, the Schaumburg Convention Center, to try out the latest gear from the biggest brands in the industry. You want to meet your favorite streamers and celebrate your passion for simulation with our incredible community. Don't miss out. Tickets are on sale right now. Just go to simgamingexpo.com and be a part of simulation gaming history once again today. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with the Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook. You can follow them on X and Instagram. All the links you need are in the description. For business inquiries to learn more about P1 and what we do, like us on Facebook. You can follow us on X and Instagram. You can follow all of our social links on Linktree. You can check those out in the description. So, for Kyle Clinworth, the absent Andrew Wood, everyone here at P1, the Sim Gaming Expo, and the Classic IndyCar Series, I'm Gary Gotzo saying all good night, and thanks for watching. And all of our men and women serving in the military, especially those in the air and the sea in the Middle East, and all the first responders out there, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again right here in 2 weeks in Vice City for the next race up, the Sim Gaming Expo Classic IndyCar Series. Happy Sunday. We'll see you later tonight for Dark Horse, 8 p.m. See you then.